This is Glan y Gors kart circuit, and last weekend we went here for round 3 of GX UK. There is some amazing scenery around here, as you can see, and thanks to this there are some awesome elevation changes around the entire track.
As Morgan was just saying, there is some truly beautiful scenery in these Welsh hills. But now it is time to stop admiring that and come into Heat 1. So it's the first race of the weekend. You're on board with me, Riley, number 5, and come into turn 1. It's a flat out corner, so nothing should happen, and we're just going to start bump drafting the car up ahead as we go into the top corner, which is the spoon and the best place for overtaking. But hopefully, being as it's lap 1 of race 1, everyone's going to be nice and sensible into and coming out of this corner. Here, coming out of the spoon corner, it gets too congested in front and the kart spins on my left and then rolls backwards and I get launched up into the air. And that would be very bad for me, A, because I'm in last, and B, because as it turns out, my frame would take on some very serious damage. So my recovery drive starts at the bottom of the hill when I get past another kart that got spun around, and as we come up the hill there's a massive gap to the next few karts, so it's going to take me at least a few laps to try and close that down. Closing this gap down is going to be even more difficult than usual, because after that crash my frame was spent, and that meant that my kart was A, pulling down the straights, understeering through right hand corners, which is not what you want around a track like Glan y Gors where there's mostly right hand corners, and was very numb and oversteering through the left handers, so I was definitely off the pace for most of this race, but let's see what we can do. So after a very generous point by the kart behind, Evan into 46 goes for a move, and this is going to open an opportunity for me in the final corner to get a cutback on both the karts and overtake them both coming into turn 1. Now we need to close the gap down again, so a few laps later, here we go, up behind the first kart. They run slightly wide on the last corner, so I'm going to think about a move down this straight and then finishing it off into the top corner.
Here we have the momentum on both of the karts ahead, so we bump draft the car on the right, hoping to get past the car on the left. And into the spoon we'll see what we can do. An opportunity opened and we were able to go for the cutback into the double left-hander and are able to make it stick.
Here is a bit of a move that I've never tried before at this track, probably because it's quite risky and has the potential to ruin a race, but here I go around the outside at the top corner and I'm able to carry enough momentum to get a better exit, and then another kart goes wide on the exit, so I just take that position for free, and I'm going to try and catch up to the next 2 karts in front, which include my brother, but it's not meant to be, as a few laps later I've sort of lost touch with those 2 other karts due to my damage and my lack of pace in this race. And then coming into this corner I get pushed wide by a kart, so they get a cutback on me on the exit, but I'm on the inside for the next few corners, so I should be able to hold a position to the line and finish in an amazing, absolutely overwhelming P20, gaining me only a few points, but there's still points that I will take into the final, and it's a good recovery from what was looking like a very bad race.
Here we are at the start of Heat 2, going towards turn 1, which is a flat out corner. We managed to survive with some contact being caused by the kart's head getting checked up, and now we are slipstreaming towards the spoon corner, the first overtaking opportunity on this track. On the exit, a couple cars spin out and we manage to gain some positions from them.
So once Morgan gets overtaken by a faster driver, he's going to try and follow this amazing driver through the field and get some positions for free. But Evan makes a move on me and then I lose a position, and now we're going into the final few corners in a little bit of a formation of 4 karts here. It's all a bit close. A couple karts have a bit of a moment up ahead and I'm sent back down into third in the pack, but I'm with Morgan now. So we catch up, and at the end of the straight I go for the move into the top corner and get the move done, but Morgan is stuck on the outside for the next few corners, so unless if he does something special, nothing's going to happen. Meanwhile, I go up the inside of the kart in front and get another position, and Morgan hangs around the outside of the kart he was behind, and I also go up the inside of the next kart into the next corner, and Morgan's only got a couple more karts to go before he can latch onto the back of me and we can slipstream our way into the pack in front. Now we're both stuck in a train, so we're losing lots of time.
Here, I get overtaken and get pushed off the track.
Here 2 karts go side by side into the spoon. I pick the inside lane, but they don't make the move, so that means that there's a gap on the inside and the kart's able to get past me. And that allows another kart to get past me coming into the next corner, so I've lost 2 positions. But on the exit I'm able to get past into the next few corners before we go down the hill.
Here, Jack Griggs in the number 3 car manages to get past me, so now we will work together through the pack. Now, on board with Riley, we go for a move on the number 31 of Lucas.
Unfortunately, as I overtake the next kart, there's some contact and our front wheels touch and I go up and into the air. Now, this gave me a 5-second penalty, and unfortunately in Access Karting there's no way to get a penalty looked at or reviewed, so I just had to deal with it, and it meant that my third race would be the most important of the weekend, as if I do badly in that one then I'll be starting very near the back for the final. So after that race, my kart became bent again, and that's because my frame is past its best, so it's very soft now, and as some people in the paddock were saying, worse than a block of cheese. So that means that my third race, I'd still be driving on the bent chassis, despite Chris from Absolute Alignment's best efforts, and it'll be very hard to do well in, even though we've got a front row start.
Here, we roll up into the first corner. I look for a move, but it isn't quite going to work, so we tuck him behind and slipstream down the long straight. Into this corner, he runs a bit wide after going over the curb. Here, Riley and Leo are going to try work together to get away from the pack behind. The kart in front gets a snap of oversteer and goes onto the grass, allowing me to go round the outside and make the move stick.
So after a few laps of on and off yellow flags, Morgan catches up to me and Leo, and I see him behind me, so I give him a head nod to let him know that I've seen him and that I'm going to try and work with him to get past Leo, because we're closer to the end of the race now, and although I would really like points from second place, the points from first place would be just that little bit better. So there I make the move on Leo, and Morgan's also able to get past, so we're running 1-2. And now, surely, Morgan's just going to slipstream and bump draft me to the end of the race, as he should have done at Clay Pigeon. And here we are on the final lap, so it's Morgan's final opportunity to overtake me. So I'm going to have to go defensive, but as we come behind a slower car, that nearly all goes wrong for me as I go to the wrong side and leave the inside open. But luckily Morgan doesn't go for it and we're able to get through, and I'm able to come round and take the flag for first place, and Morgan just behind in second. And here we come into the pit lane for our post-race scrutineering. So we drove into the weighbridge area, turned the kart off, and then pushed the car onto the weighbridge. We both got through on that check, all fine, and then next we were asked by the scrutineer to take off the air box cover, so we did that. That was also all good, so we both passed, and it was time for the final. Except it's actually time for your daily dose of Rad Fire Sprinklers. Rad Fire Sprinklers are a fire sprinklers company, yes, I know, and they specialise in residential, domestic and commercial fire sprinklers. So go to Rad Fire Sprinklers for any of your fire sprinkler needs, and please check them out, as it would really give us a hand, as we really wouldn't be able to race as much as we do without them. So thank you to Rad Fire Sprinklers.
Here we are, for the final. On board with Riley this time, even though I would say I had a better race, because I forgot to turn on my camera. However, we go down the straight, slipstreaming behind Aiden in the 50, overtaking a couple karts since we have the inside line, and into the spoon. We didn't quite get past the karts on the outside, and it looks like we're playing it safe through the spoon, not going for anything crazy. Getting past Aiden now, into the double left, we'll probably work with Ollie in 71.
A few laps into the race now, you can see I'm sort of getting out-wafted as we come up the hill by the 2 karts in front, so I'm not able to be close enough to capitalise off that move, but the move never happened as all the karts got slowed down at the corner apex. So now I'm just going to try and keep with Ollie and bump draft him past the next few karts in front so that we can both try and get to the front of the lead pack. And then now a couple laps later I'm pushing Ollie up the hill and he's going to go for a move on the end plate. So he goes past, but he overcooks the corner a bit, so that means that the end plate will get a better exit, and I get a better exit, but then I get outdriven coming down the hill. So that means I'm not able to make a move, and then the end plate gets past Ollie as well at the bottom of the hill. And now me and Ollie are side by side, which is not what I wanted, because I just wanted to work with Ollie and the kart in front. But as you could see, there's already a massive gap to the lead pack. This race was quite difficult for me, being as my bent frame was definitely robbing me of some pace. So that meant I was sort of at a point where I was just about able to keep up with the 2 karts in front, especially coming down the hill, which is my strongest point of this track. And then I wouldn't have enough pace to catch up to the lead pack if I didn't have a slipstream. So the best that I could do would be to overtake the 2 karts in front and maximise my result. So now on the last lap of the race, so it's my final opportunity to get some valuable championship points. I don't get the best run up the hill. Then coming down the hill, I'm able to carry more speed and I go for a move on Ollie. I skid over the curb and then coming into the next corner, Ollie goes wide and I'm able to get a cutback. So we're going side by side through the final set of corners. I'm on the outside, but now I'm on the inside, so I'm able to make the position and come across the line in 7th place, which isn't great, but in hindsight I did quite a good job of maximising what I could have done. But now it's time what you've actually been waiting for. It's time for the interviews.
Number 31, and I'm Lucas Deer. My favourite kart track's Edda Park, and my favourite F1 driver is Lando Norris.
What's your favourite thing about access karting?
When Riley Potts gets penalties.
Name and number.
29.
Name.
Leonardo.
There we go. And what's your favourite karting track?
Dunk as well.
Okay, and your favourite F1 driver is?
Max Verstappen.
And what's your favourite thing about access karting?
How the front of the grid is always so tight, always within like a tenth or two.
Okay. Who's your favourite F1 driver?
Max Verstappen.
What's your favourite kart track?
PFR.
And what's your favourite thing about access karting?
I like how it's very close.
Oh, nice one, mate. You feel like brilliant.
All the drivers are really close together.
Okay, and what's your name and number?
Jake Flaming 33.
Thanks.
As you can see, I've managed to come out of Glan y Gors first in the championship, with Riley close-ish behind me in 5th. We will next be seen again at Buckmore Park, where Riley will have a new frame and hopefully do better, and a fresh Rad Fire Sprinkler sticker kit.